Check it. Oh, okay. I'll wait. Now the next auction is, when's the next auction? It is January, so it's going to be March?
February.
The Western College of Auctioneers. Enter to learn, go forth and serve. It's an old historic building, actually. Auction Thursday, October 15th. Cattle, sheep, pigs, wagon, harness, horses, farm machinery. Floyd and Sons owners. Floyd and Sons, that's when I got my first Social Security check. Yeah, a Mexican family pushed my mother off a cherry tree. And the Mueller administration, Mueller's funeral home where they killed the Kennedys, I removed the Kennedy bodies out of the Mueller's funeral home, and then they fired Dale Johnson because he kept on bothering me. Because I'm the son. I thought it was, but that is the Floyd and Johnson and Floyd and Floyd Sons. It's Johnson. It's called Johnson, but it's Floyd and Sons owners. Daryl Johnson's son administration office. That's say he owned gold miners, and then TPLA was gold mine, and we buried. They've lowered him, and he kept on giving me $70,000 every day. Every day I was with him, he'd give me $70,000. I had a U.S. bank account. My grandma has a U.S. bank account. She was from South Dakota, and then grandfather, they're from South Dakota, and their pictures are at the Freda courthouse. Nope, it's Lola, but it's her mother and father and grandfather, great grandfather. That's the father. That's Lola Hernandez. Oh, that's on the George Washington Monument. Oh, Freda courthouse, C Street. On C Street, there's George. They call it the Nat House, but it's called the George Washington House. This Floyd Sons owners. Well, we have orchards, apple orchards, strawberry patch, pecan tree, and it's 1313 West Brown Rondi. And Frost, Bodacious, the original, the road to 8 seconds. So Flood and Sons got a little business going because they had a sheriff posse right there. And he kept on breaking up. He didn't break up. He had a girl, he had a wife and children, but every time he got stomped out by a bull, and he was all crippled, his ribs, his kid, he couldn't move nowhere, and then Jessica was sitting there, his wife, the children, whoever had a fallout, she was still there. But Floyd and Son owners, that's a long time. That's worth a lot of money. That one, that's original Floyd and Sons, because that's the they had a Chinese restaurant on Columbia Center Boulevard, which is Floyd and Sons, and they had a law firm downtown Kennewick, and then they had Tanya Knight, but Melissa McKnight's the assessor at Freda Courthouse, but that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, they've had it there for a while.
And it says Bronson on top of it, auctioneer, a billionaire. He launched missiles and test flights for people that want to go out in space.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of unique, but Daryl Johnson still has a fallout. I put a rock right above a TPLA. That's Daryl Johnson's father. My father never did anything for. Oh, that's right. I was wiping your father's butt for him, and he gave me $70,000 every time I went to the bank with him. I'm so sorry for you, Daryl. You have herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea, Vietnam vets, and here's a picture. Here's a picture of her right here. This is Jean Marie Bolt. Look at her. You remember her? They threatened her many times. I'll hire you. Why don't you go investigate it? Have her sign the document, and Amy Mueller from Highlands High School, Kennewick High School, Southridge will come and testify. Crown stones, headstones, redstones, but the Pentagon. I'll just sit at the Pentagon, and they'll do the September 11th, 2001 government authorization. I mean, that money, that's worth a lot of money. That paper, it's worth a lot of money. That's worth a lot more money than Garfield. I would say Felix the Cat back in the 60s and 69s. Back in, Jimmy Buffett. He owns the Dairy Queen in Nebraska. When I was in Nebraska, We got that cattle. They got a ranch. They got Budweiser ranch. He owns Budweiser. The Closdale's, that's on ranch. And then he took the horse and he was trying to put it in the back of the seat of the truck. It was a Ford, brown four-door Ford from Sacagawea Apartments, Apartment 205. That's Roberta, that Bobby, and also the Kennedy family anyways. They were at Matthews Corner. They're hiding them out. All the Kennedy family, they're hiding them out. Oh, and one Pasco, Kennedy family member. He was in hospital. He has that camper. Right across the street, you can walk to the church or you can walk to the Pasco Bulldogs and watch a game or watch the kids work out or go to the church or whatever. I thought it was kind of, they had me do all the removal and body removals, determents, and John F. Kennedy was several of them. John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, the Bobby Kennedy, the babies that they had inside the grave, they had those too. And then the Kennewick Man, we took the Kennewick Man Columbia Center and Columbia Park where the boat races. Chip, there's Bill Gates, there's Father Tom, Father Dylan, Father Tom, Father Dylan, Father Richard. And then they came in and I removed all the Kennedy buildings and the post office and I guess, Donald Trump too. There's a Trump plaque on the property too. There's a Trump plaque. And then there's some headstones, but yeah, that one. If he went to the auction and he wanted to sell that at the auction, that'd be worth some money. And this one, historic one, where the Western College, that was before Eastern University, and Western University was really down, but Eastern University has a crematorium. This is the same crematorium and historic site they're using for Western State College, Western Crazy House, the Nut House. This is the same format they were using, and it's the really the same original document, which is co-matching with the Western College and the Floyd Son owners, Gregory Clark. Now that's worth some money. I didn't see that. They had the sheep, the pigs, the wagons, the harnesses, and the horses. We had some sheep and some on the Olympia in Othello, Washington, on Lee. It used to be Columbia Coal Store. Now it's called Columbia Coal Store. Now it's called Lineage. But they had some sheeps on the corner. And that's Jim Logan, Sean Logan, and Marnie Logan, and also the services they had. They had sheep on the property. And Ocha Farms is called, it's a irrigation somatic. It says Ocha on it. And right across from Cimaron 5 INC, it says Ocha Chia, and it says Gonzaga University has it says at the bottom, it says Floyd Johnson and owners on the grave, but over at the Gonzaga Monument where they burnt down the White House and burnt down the Gonzaga University, that was not Yogi Berra, but I can't say his name. He played for the Yankees, played for the another one played for the Dodgers, and he drank alcohol, he ate hot dogs, he batted all the time. I forgot, Babe Ruth. See, this document is original. This is worth a lot of money. If he parts with it, that'd be a big mistake on him. And that coexisting for the matching, for the coexisting, for the math classes they had for these guys. Because when I went to Columbia Park, I took all the remains from the Columbia Park. You know, they say it was Indian or UFO aircraft or some alien artifacts, blah, blah. And they said it was Indian artifacts. Indians stepped in because they said they can do a speech and say the property we protect all Indians and blah, 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 blah. Well, I did with my own hand. They're looking at it. I removed it. But I'm just saying this one, this Thursday, October 15th, because that's Bill Gates' birthday. Roberta Barela's March is 21st, 22nd. Dale Johnson's birthday is on the coexisting with Rebecca Johnson, because when I was moving that rock around, she was telling Dale that was her grandfather, and I said, yeah. But that's worth a lot of money. I didn't see that. It has the Grigley clerk on it, too, with the Grigley for the archive on the tailbone. Has the best, should have the record press on it. Yeah, has a record press on it. It's from Vanderbilt, which is a construction firm in Spokane, Washington, called Dodge Viper Company, which is 24 Hour Fitness and the Cancer Society. That's worth a lot of money. I wish If he went that auction, that'd be unbelievable. I believe that'd be a lot of money. The voter registration props, when's that going to be coming up? Is that now?
You know what? I'm not sure on the date exactly.
Because that one falls on, there's a January effective, but there's a congressional and districts. Thursday, October 15th. But the only thing I don't see is the debut, but that's on the bottom. See, a kid is 10 a.m. See, when they had the Microsoft company in Idaho, there's called Kaiser's. It's a liquor facility in Spokane and all connected to Canada and connected to Idaho. Now it's Vista Utilities, but that's worth a lot of money. Only years missing, but it's all good. You have the Bay, the Mares, Colts, Finn Colts and Shepherds. The year of the Corys, and the three heifers on there, and the 19 hands. That's not bad. Got the hand displaced. Those are very. It's worth a lot of money. Yeah, they have pictures of. He ate a lot of hot dogs and he drank alcohol, and he played Yankees. Another one played for the Dodgers. One's Yogi Berra, another one's the New York Yankees with his, he has a bat and everything on there. It's unbelievable. So we're talking. February. What year was this one? Your ringtone of Delaware's. Bid your car. That doesn't even look like Chuck then. I got a trailer, I got to work on the off-road trailer, and then I'll get the truck. I got the truck in summer. I just need to figure out exactly, if you can plan it a week ahead or something.
Right.
You said it's all, whatever, when it gets on the trailer, it's all mine.
Right.
And what falls off, that's all me, whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll have to worry about the expenses, like Altopia auctioneer, Booker auction.
Yeah.
They just load it up and drop it off. I just want to. They just get in people's business to sit there and drop off the property into the sting operation. They put a camera, RV, and they put a library, and they put some horses leading, trying to lead testimony and jury to the. I thought it was pretty sick. I'm sitting there. You want me to cut a tree down? My neighbors told me to cut a tree down. They should sit there and make a witness inside. I want no money. Just go to City Hall. Turn yourself in. Take your guns, your weapons, your this. All your homeboys. Go take all your weapons, sign on your document. I want nothing from you. I'll take the tree. That's mine. Yeah. And it falls over. They didn't break down the fence or dent anything. I said, well, it's all good. I'll just go to the hall. Whatever you need to pay for that money they give to me, we'll give to you. Give you the water, the sewer, elixir, this utility all. I thought it was catch. There's no catch. I'm not doing. I want nothing from it. On my land, I'll put a wall up. I want no Mexican, homeless people, or nothing. But the guy pulled up in a red truck, and I was on property, and he tried chasing me out. So I started shooting the gun at the guy. A shotgun, and I grabbed out the shotgun, grabbed the other gun, and started unloading the clip and hung around the clip. Yeah. And I went to the city hallway, and they didn't show up. I said, what happened? I thought you were what you chased me off. They call it, I want nothing from you. So So I went over there, I drove over, and they showed me and everything. But how am I gonna leave the trailer there, or you want me to pull up and pick it up? You want me to pay for it? How long do you hold up? You gonna hold it, or do you have to show up and then pick it up at the same time I buy it?
Pay for it, day of sale,
Okay.
and then you have 30 days pickup.
Okay. Okay. I got 30. Oh, is that why they were doing all that? The fire extinguisher and stuff. Now they're so real accurate. Takes a while to see it. So how long you been doing the 5 point? What happened? How long did it take? The 5 minutes, the property you sold, I gave you the property.
Oh, yeah. No, how long does it take to sell it?
It took you 30. You said 40 days for them to get the land, the paper, and then.
Yeah. But we worked on this project 15 months. I mean, there's a lot of work to do. So.
I think it's more or what?
We just
Hired.
call with our
Did you put
other
some
people,
post?
so we haven't really put that yet.
Did you let them know that?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of that area where that's at, and there's some water lines, some lakes. Are you able to get something with lakes or maybe water?
No, we haven't, but that'd be nice. I'd love to. Yeah.
Everything's gonna be rocky, just like.
Well, we don't know. I mean, I haven't. Don't know until we get all to look at it.
Coexisting. What do you figure? How long do you figure if you get another project? Or from now, what do you think? Base estimate of 30, maybe.
90 days.
Okay, perfect. Because what I need to do something because I'm gonna figure it out because coming in my area and trying to paint some more property.
Yeah.
So you figure 90 days and check back. So you figure February, March, April, May, June, July. Because we need after the parade,
Yeah.
I can pull all those people out there and move them wherever they want them.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can figure out maybe July you might.
Yeah.
All right. What do you figure on the fuel? What's it by power? Is it running condition market? Where you gonna
Check out what you bid on. I mean, but
want me to look at it first?
Yeah, you need to look at it.
No, check it
not
out.
at all.
Just like,
Not at all. We
Okay.
prefer that. But yeah, but most everything we sell is, it runs. But we do sell some things that aren't run. We did them. It's not like you go up and say you buy something.
right. Yeah, I got like Utopia. Mir made me pick out. He wanted an airplane. He wanted everything that I wanted since I was the one fixing it and whatever it needs. Like he wanted the airplane, so that plane got. There's a airport, not airport, but an airport strip in Othello. Cimaron 5I2 is the fire one. And belongs there. Cimaron and Hampton, there's Sunset Acres. So Sunset Acres goes to Moses Lake and Highway 17. And there's ExxonMobil customer called the Waterhole. And they're still scraping and currying. But
You live in Othello?
yeah, we got property there, Kennewick, Seattle, and Government Way. There's a mayor's NARINDR, car, CAUR, not Doug Carr, not the billionaire family in South District. He got the bullet in his butt like that. I put him in the van and take him to the hospital and drive him in there. A bunch of Mexicans, some Colin Powell, some Green Berets, some Navy SEALs. So I put him inside the car in the van, with his own van. And then he's crying because when he got shot in the butt, you start crying. When you get hit in the butt, that's the sensitive. But when it didn't explode, they're afraid of it being explosive tip maybe. When it went into his butt, but when he went butt, he went. When you get in the butt, you're down for the count for you get in the butt. If you get in the sternum, the gut, you'll still be breathing. You won't be tossed or dragged. Not like a 12 gauge or 10 gauge or AO8 bolt action. Those will rip you up. But it stopped right in the butt. So I had picked him up and put him in there. And he's all Navy SEAL. He's all elite force, Mr. Doug Carpet. They get at it. So I don't know why they get at it, but I think it's starting to sink in because I didn't ask for $1 billion or $1 million or whatever. I put him in the car and put him in the hospital and put him in the room. And he's like crying. You Yeah, you gotta cry because that's the most sensitive part is the butt ends. When you get shot in the butt, I'm serious. When you get shot in the butt, it's like taking how would you say it? Taking a man. It's like taking your manhood. It's worse. I think it's worse than taking your manhood because when it takes your butt entranceway and it doesn't go anywhere out that area, ooh, it goes right into the bone area. And whatever it went through out in and out, I think it was a manhood job. But they thought it was the most embarrassing thing. Your son, I'm in the house. My son's yeah, he's in the hospital. I got all the clothes and stuff. We want you to do what you're gonna do and whatever you're gonna do. There's the billionaire, being blah. That's good for him, but there might be some methamphetamine in his nostrils, and he didn't slam up or anything. And I made sure if he didn't slam up. He didn't do it in front of me, but he did the methamphetamine up his nose. So if you want to do that and go in there and take all that information off the computer, so your FBI and the agencies and you're on the property, and I put them in the van. So everything is on there, and whatever you need to be done. And I just sat there. And the kids want to go. We're going fishing. Dad, you know how much money and whatever he did. And then the next day he was jumping, catching fires. Some lady threw a canister with gas, and Doug went in there and grabbed it. I'm Superman. I'm still on the key light. He got shot in the butt, and he's still at it. Yeah.
I'll be damned.
But I'm just saying. But I would say the worst get shot is the butt. I would say the butt because you can't sit, you can't move around, so he kept on moving around. See, they're trying to stop him from working, so he kept on working. And then they tried to refract. And then Steve York, he's about 300, 400 pounds, and he's tall. But he was telling me, yeah. And then they tried busting me for meth and this, and I said, oh, thanks for telling me. So I went over there. I said, what do you want me to do? There's like 9 to 1.5 million of them, and they're all Pisces, and they're Muslim, Shiites, Saudi Arabians, mother and father. I'm a Sab 6, and that's the king. That's all the king. That's the Saudi Arabian. I don't know exactly. He only had meth in his nose, and he didn't shoot up. That's what I said. He didn't shoot up. He did a little meth, but that's just because he had to do that socialized. He had to do that to fit in. Because when I'm surfing or I'm with the look your ships and moving deterrence, and I don't give him any kind of information. What do you want me to do? Hey, take the kids out and go fishing. So I take them all fishing. I say, well, what else did you need? So I cut them up, fillet them. Oh yeah, he's a Christian pastor. He's a pastor and he's Christian, and he's born again, and he baptized people, and it's being innocent. So I didn't know what else to do, and he just, and mother father, well, it's okay. What else do you want me to do? That's it? Is that it? You want me to do what? Want me to do blood test? No. I said, well, whatever. Steve said this and that. That's not right. You guys don't do that, right? You gonna do that? Yeah, I do. Well, they burn everything down, and they're gonna get rid of everything. And then
I need to take that call, Dennis. Dennis, see ya.
yep. Is